Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And if you've been following me on Twitter or Instagram for the last day or so, you know that I bought an Arcade1Up Street Fighter II machine. Oh, sorry, missed the Star Fox stream. I was just getting dinner with the family. No worries, man. No worries. The stream, I had it, or I did it. I beat Star Fox, and then I realized after the fact that the audio on the game was way too loud and you couldn't really hear me talk for the whole stream, so I ended up throwing it out. At some point I will stream that game again because Star Fox is a lot of fun. But today we are streaming Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection because I really wanted to talk about my experience with the Arcade1Up machine. And that was like when Arcade1Up came out and they said, hey, we've got all these arcade machines and you can have these brand new arcade machines at home. You don't have to mess around with CRT TVs. They're brand new machines. They're not scuffed up. The buttons aren't broken. Like, trying to buy an authentic Street Fighter II machine right now is really hard. Yeah, there were a lot of them, but most of them are broken and beat up. And here you're getting a brand new Street Fighter II machine with 3 different Street Fighter games built in, with a new LCD screen. I have seen the arcade machine on Instagram and Twitter. It's so cool. It is so cool. Was it expensive? So, I mean, expensive is a relative term. In Canada, it was on sale actually for $80 off. So the Street Fighter machine in particular is a little more expensive than the other Arcade1Up machine. So it's about $400. $400 Canadian. I don't know what that translates to into Belgium currency, Belgium dollars. I don't know what the currency is in Belgium. The euro? Oh, he's not dead? Okay, get out of here. But I will say, it is notably cheaper than trying to buy an actual Street Fighter II machine. I mean, for the cost of the full machine. Also, why do I not have... Let's get some backgrounds in this. How do I... Borders. Yeah, I want the borders on. Let's give me the borders. Yeah, euro. Okay. Yeah, I can't do the currency off the top of my head. You can run that Canadian dollars to euro. It's so it was a couple $100 on my end. But trying to buy just the motherboard for an authentic Street Fighter II machine nowadays is almost the same price as buying the whole cabinet. So it's way more expensive to buy an actual old Street Fighter II machine than to get a brand new version of the Arcade1Up one. Are you playing on the arcade machine? That is a great question. And no, I am not. And I am not because I no longer own the arcade machine. I returned it, and we'll talk about that. We'll get to that part of the story. Oh, hold up. I didn't realize I'm not recording this. I should record this on my end for my personal records. So like, I've been thinking about buying this machine for months now. And on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, there's big sales that happen in Canada. It's pretty much the equivalent of Black Friday in the US, except after Christmas, where stores are trying to get rid of all their Christmas stock. And Walmart, which is carrying the machine, had the machines in stock on sale, $80 off. And the Walmart I went to by my house actually had a demo unit of the machine. And like right off the bat, I realized, man, this is smaller than an actual arcade machine. And it's 3/4 size, and it looks weird when you see it for the first time in real life, because you're like, man, this is like a tiny baby arcade machine. But when I built it, if you have a chair and you're, I don't know, I'm slightly below average height for a North American person, so but sitting on a chair, it was perfect. You can buy a riser to stand it up a little higher so you can play it like true arcade and stand up and play. And like, I love the way the machine looked. It had had the button layout that was authentic to the arcade. It didn't use the exact sticks that were used in North America. It used the Japanese style ball top joystick, which I actually prefer over the North American bat top. But it looked great. I was okay with that. I didn't mind that it had North American buttons. I didn't mind that there were no settings whatsoever on the games. You can't change the difficulty, can't change the timer, can't change that handicap. I just really wanted to be able to play Street Fighter on an arcade machine. And for that, I was like, okay, we're going to try it out. Today is the day. So go home, and we build it, and the machine, like, it takes about an hour to build. If you can build IKEA furniture, you can build this machine. Oh, you're really good in the game, by the way. Thank you! Street Fighter II is not my best Street Fighter, but I have been playing this game in some capacity for almost 30 years now, so it's one of my all-time favorite games. Enough that I own at least one version of Street Fighter II on almost every single console I own. I've got, if we include like your Champion Edition, your Super Turbo, your Ultra Street Fighter II, Street Fighter II Turbo HD Remix, like, yeah, dozens of copies of this game. Oh yeah, we gotta do the double kick. And so we built the machine, and a couple of things stood out to me that really bothered me about the Arcade1Up machine. And one of them was the screen. Now, I understand that the machines are being shipped. There's all sorts of ways that the screen can get bumped. I thought that the packaging was really good, and they packed the screen really well. But the screen that I got had a bunch of scratches on it. Like, some of them were just, like, minor, you can't see it when the TV's on. Some of them you really could. And, yeah, there was a scratch that was, like, 1.5 inches right where player 1 is usually standing on the screen. And that was problematic. And so, even with that, I was thinking, like, you know what, it's a pain to switch a screen. It's kind of authentic to the arcade in that, yeah, most of the time when you played a Street Fighter II arcade machine, you were not playing under ideal circumstances anyway, so I could deal with that. The problem was the joysticks. And on both joysticks... Uh-oh, we're toast. Ah. So, if this is my controller, right? Here, let me switch my camera. Actually, hold on. Let's pause this game here, and I'll give you a look at my camera right now. So, on the player 1 side, like, this is the joystick for player 1. Oh, let me move the camera. Where's my camera? Okay, here. I'm gonna get this cable out of the way as well. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. So on this joystick, right, this motion right here on player 1 does not work. So this is down back if you are on the left-hand side. So what this means, if this direction doesn't work, is that you cannot block low at all in Street Fighter. So anyone can just clip at your legs over and over again, and you will lose. And there's nothing you could do. And on the player 2 side, same thing, joystick, but it's actually this up diagonal direction. Actually, both up diagonal directions. So over here and over here. Yeah, I know my finger's like obstructing it, but like these two directions did not work. And what that means is you can't actually jump forwards or backwards in the game if you are playing as player 2. And so now is in a situation where the screen's broken, or the screen's scratched, both joysticks are broken, and I reached out to customer service. I gave them a call, waited for about an hour, and nobody picked up the phone. I submitted tickets as well through their online service. Haven't heard back from them yet. And I even looked into, I cracked open the casing where you could see the joysticks, and like I was willing to even just fix them myself. Oh man, why did this keep turning off? There we go. I was willing to fix them myself because I have extra joysticks here. I have better joysticks than the ones that come with the system. But then they've also built it in such a way where the metal plate that holds the joystick to the wood was screwed in with 6 screws and also glued down. And also they put a thick layer of glue on the screws themselves, so you really had to hack the thing to get in there. And I think just the combination of, oh man, I just got stopped out. The combination of the screen being scratched up and both joysticks being broken out of the box, and that the arcade machine being built in such a way that makes it kind of difficult to mod those joysticks, and customer service not being all that helpful. And then I also read on Twitter a bunch of complaints from users who, oh man, I just got crushed. A bunch of users who complained that Arcade1Up wouldn't return their screens because they weren't broken enough, or people who were waiting months for their parts to arrive. And I just said, also we should need to switch camera back. And I just said, like, you know what, I don't have to deal with this stress. This is not what I wanted out of owning a Street Fighter II machine, even a brand new Street Fighter II machine. And so I said, forget it. I don't want this in my life anymore. Dude, what is happening right now? We were crushing it, and Zangief just annihilated me. And so, like, I would have loved to have kept that Street Fighter II machine, and I was, to a certain extent, willing to put in the extra work to make it better. I think at some point, I would have modded that machine to throw in Sanwa buttons and a Sanwa joystick. But, like, for the machine to be broken out of the box like that is unacceptable. And actually, when I tried it out for the first time at Walmart, because they had the demo unit there. Alright, we can do it. We can do it. When I tried the machine at Walmart, the joysticks were also broken on that machine. And I was concerned about it, but I chalked it up to the idea that it's a store unit, people probably beat it up really bad, and when I take it home, it'll be brand new sticks, it'll be fine. And the sticks I actually got in the machine were worse than the ones at the Walmart demo unit. Wow, you're getting destroyed while telling the sad story of your arcade machine story. Yep. Like, this is one of the... And Guile versus Zangief is one of the biggest mismatches in the game. Like, this should be heavily in my favor. And Zangief is destroying me. Okay, we'll lay him out. Lay him out. Ah, bad anti-air. So yeah, I no longer have the Arcade1Up machine. It's unfortunate, but it's gone, and I think I feel better for it. Oh, there we go, the Mike Watson. Or no, yeah, it was the Mike Watson. I mean, he probably didn't invent it, but that was the first person I saw do that combo, like, years after the fact on YouTube, watching high-level Street Fighter II play for the first time. Alright, we're going to try Zangief one more time, and if it doesn't work out, we'll switch games to one of the other Street Fighter games in the collection. One of the other ones in the Arcade1Up machine. So if you have any other questions about the Arcade1Up experience that I had, like, let me know. I'd be glad to answer. Like build quality, how hard it was to build, how hard, what's it called, what the sound was like, because the sound is limited as well, actually, which I was okay with. Like, there's only 3 settings for volume, where it was just off, on, and loud. And I was okay with that. I thought it sounded great. It sounded like an arcade machine to me. Man, my anti-air, I'm trying to crouch fierce that, and I'm getting stuffed every time. We'll have to try something else. Was it a real Street Fighter machine or just an arcade machine? Well, okay, it depends on how you define real. It is a licensed Street Fighter II machine. Like, it's not some homemade machine where somebody hacked or put a Raspberry Pi in there and put in Street Fighter II. Like, it's an official product licensed by Capcom. It had the official art on it, but it was not an original size machine. It was 3/4 size. So if you shrink down the actual one and then put in a modern screen, then it would be that. Alright, we will quit this game. Zengi, if you win. Let's go play Super Street Fighter II. Which is not necessarily the version of this game you'd want to play, but you should just skip the 2 Turbo. Was it only for Street Fighter or for other games as well? So Arcade1Up has, if you go to Arcade1Up.com, you can see that they have a bunch of machines there. So there's a Street Fighter one with 3 Street Fighter games in it. There is a Namco one that has Pac-Man and 2 other games. There's an Atari 12-in-1 machine. There are a bunch of different machines that you can buy, though it's not like a main cabinet where they have hundreds of games on one machine. It's a handful of games on each machine. Alright, we will play some Ken. Super Street Fighter II, this was the first game that introduced Fei Long, Cammy, T-Hawk, and DJ. And I think of those, Cammy far and away the most popular character of the bunch. And yeah, I really liked Cammy back in the day as well. Though I don't think she's particularly good in this game. I know FGC commentator and fighting game legend in his own right, James Chen, is the biggest Cammy fan in this game. But I don't think she's particularly strong, based on the limited things I know about Super Street Fighter II. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, I love Pac-Man. That's a game I can play for hours and hours. Ha ha ha. All right, we can look at the site together, and I could show you what's going on here. So let me go and pull up my computer view, and you should see the site. This is Arcade1Up, and so you can see here we've got one machine that has asteroids. I can't read what that says. Lunar Lander, Tempest. It's an Atari machine. There's another Atari machine with Centipede, Missile Command, Crystal Castles, Millipede. The machine on the far right, Galaga and Galaxian. There's the Street Fighter machine, which is the one I had. And then there's one with Rampage, Gauntlet, and Joust. And so as you can see, the machine is it's not full size. It's a smaller version, but if you're sitting on a chair, it's fine. The controls are more or less authentic, but you can buy this sort of riser to stand it up and make it more authentic to the arcade experience. I know there's other machines on the way as well. I haven't seen this one in real life. The Final Fight 1944, Ghosts and Goblins, and Strider machine. That one seems really cool. And I've also heard that Mortal Kombat is on the way. So I really wanted to believe, guys. I wanted to believe. I bought it. I bought the machine. Even in spite of the fact that the demo unit wasn't working so well, and I ultimately just came away from it really disappointed. Also, heads up right now that Super Street Fighter II and Super Street Fighter II Turbo have a glitch in the AI difficulty where the computer is insanely hard regardless of how low you set it. Alright, so let's see if we... Oh, I don't think we can adjust it here. Like, I will turn this down to 1, and I'm still gonna get stomped out. And not because I am bad at Street Fighter, but... And not to say that I'm amazing at Street Fighter either, but the computer is incredibly difficult. Yeah, if you've got any other questions about the Arcade1Up machine, I bought a Street Fighter II machine. Super Turbo is the one with the difficulty bug. Oh, okay. Oh, so I'm probably going to stomp out the computer here. Okay, so we'll quit this. Also, hey Randy, how's it going? We will keep the difficulty on 5 then for Super Street Fighter 2. And let's play some Ken. I've been playing a lot of Ken in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I think Ken is a lot of fun in that game. I think he's probably better than Ryu in that game. Ooh, the classic. What was I gonna say? There's more. Any other questions you guys have about the Arcade1Up machine? Glad to answer them. Otherwise, I will just ramble about like every facet of the Arcade1Up experience. I'll say the cabinet in person, like, it looks weird because it's short. But when you play it and you sit down, if you have a chair and you're able to sit down and play it, looks great. And it feels great. And I love the graphics on it. The art on the machines themselves look great. And more or less authentic to what that machine was at the time. I mean, they have an Arcade1Up logo on the front, and I'm okay with that. If you wanted to mod the machine, so this is one of the questions I had are you able to swap out the buttons and the joystick yourself? And the short answer is yes. You can simply unplug and plug in new buttons, no problem. Those are pretty standard issue. The joystick is a little harder in that they glued everything down, so you're going to have to pry some stuff apart to make it work. But you can do it. And everything seems to be standard sizes in there, so if you wanted to switch it out, like on my stick right now, I have, oh, geez, I hit the share button. I don't know how to get out of that. I have, quiet Sanwa buttons, which I wouldn't necessarily use on an arcade machine, but I use the quiet buttons because I used to live in a condo, and the buttons are really noisy, and my wife and I would share a gaming space, or share a space, so having the buttons at least made it less noisy for her. At this point, I could probably just get away with default buttons because I'm playing in a basement. There we go. The art on them looks really nice, but the art will rub off. So that's something to note as well. I think there's a plastic overlay you can buy from Arcade1Up if you want to protect the art on the joystick itself, but that comes separate. The wood panels, they're made out of, I think it's particle board, but it looked like really nice particle board. It seemed solid enough to me. And not to say that, like, authentic arcade machines are probably also particle board, so... Ooh. Oh, what a reversal. That... Oh, okay. No good, no good. Oh, what a cross-up finish. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think the biggest problem that I've seen out of those machines is the joystick, for sure. And unfortunately, like, looking at both of the sticks and the problem that I had, like, taking it out and looking at the underside. So the way the stick works is that the stick only reads 4 inputs. It reads up, down, left, right. And it does it when you move the joystick, it pushes the switch in to read like when you're pressing up, down, left, right. And for diagonals, it doesn't actually have a diagonal button. It presses both like down and left or down and right at the same time. And I think the way the lever is designed, that it just doesn't hit both at the same time consistently or at all. And I don't know if it was just like not placed properly or there's a piece, but opening up the fight sticks I have here, it's not just the stick, because right now what I noticed in the Arcade1 machine, it was just like a stick. There's like a piece of rubber that goes over top of the stick to hit all of the directions, and I don't think I saw that there. Alright, let's try someone else. Let's go back to Kim. See if we can take out T-Hawk. Uh-oh. Can we do her spin knuckle, which is like a really weird reverse yoga flame deal? Nope. I don't remember. There it is. Okay, so it's a... Can I punish that? Oh, jeez. Nope, no I cannot. Also, the drink glass of today, it's Harley Quinn. Oh no, wrong button. Or wrong... Oh, that combos into itself? I had no idea. Okay, maybe it doesn't work in 2 Turbo. Oh, I went for the throw. Ah, damn it. While we wait here, shoutouts to everyone hosting the channel right now. So, shoutouts to Chris and Rachel over at Double Jump, twitch.tv/xdoublejump. I hope that they are having a wonderful holidays, and I look forward to them coming back on the Twitch, whenever that will be. Oh man. Yeah, twitch.tv/xdoublejump. Last I saw them, they were streaming Smash Bros. I still haven't played them yet in Smash. Looking forward to doing that someday. Shoutouts to the 8BitD, twitch.tv/the8BitD. Thank you for hosting the channel this morning. And also shoutouts to Extra Life TO. If you're watching this on Extra Life TO, thank you for dropping by. Thank you, Extra Life TO, for hosting me. Of course, they are the grassroots movement, the Toronto Guild of Extra Life, which is the children, or charity that supports the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. And with a couple days left to go in the year, if you've got a few bucks to spare, make sure to go to extralife.org and donate a few dollars to kids in need, kids in hospitals. It helps go towards their care. 100% of the proceeds go to the hospitals to help take care of these kids who need the help. Ooh, get dunked. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, Fei Long doesn't have the chicken wing in this game, right? He didn't get that until Turbo. Uh-oh. Alright, we're gonna try that one more time. We'll try that one more time and then we'll play some 2 Turbo. Also, how long have we been streaming for? Like half an hour? Really? Only that much? Okay. I'm so glad I'm not the only one having trouble with difficulty 1. I'm actually playing difficulty 5 right now. We can try difficulty 1. Yeah, I put it back to default. But yes, the computer in all these arcade games is always tough. Actually, no, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Oh, hold on. I can't play Chun-Li. I can't play Chun. Well, we will try. Ah, that got me. I think if I were building my own Street Fighter Arcade1Up machine, and I had to do Street Fighter 2 titles, I probably would have gone with Street Fighter Hyper Fighting instead of Champion Edition. Actually, I probably would have gone like original Street Fighter 2, just so you have like that original. I know that game has some poor balance nowadays, and it's got some game-breaking bugs in it, but I think authentic original Street Fighter 2 is worth having on there. I would do that. I would do Turbo, which gives you the playing against the same characters, and you get the turbo speed, and then I would pick 2 Turbo. I don't think you need Super Street Fighter 2 on there. That's just me. What would you want in your 3-game cabinet? And I think if we went beyond that, I would probably go... I would want Ultra Street Fighter 4 on there, and... yeah, I'd want Ultra Street Fighter 4, probably 2 Turbo, and one other game. I don't know if I want Street Fighter 5 on there. I don't think I would. Maybe an Alpha or a Third Strike? Though I admittedly have not played much of those games at all. Uh-oh, get done. No! I thought he had more recovery on that. Apparently not. Super Turbo, Third Strike, Ultra Street Fighter 4. Yeah, that sounds like a good machine. What is happening? I'd want to squeeze Alpha 2 on there too. Yeah, okay. That's probably the Alpha game I would want as well. And T-Hawk, fine. You win. We're out of here. Let's go get demolished in Turbo. So yeah, game difficulty 1, game speed 2. Man, this intro's so cool. Alright, let's begin. Who do we want to play as? Let's play some Balrog. I can't remember what his super is. I think it's charge back for 2 seconds, forward, back, forward. I'm not particularly proficient at Balrog in this game, but... Oh, we hit a cross up there? I didn't even know that would cross up. That seemed kind of dumb to me. There it is. Okay, that's a super. Whew. Also, this game's really fast. This is only speed 2. I definitely noticed the difference. Oh, jeez. Oh no, that didn't work? Okay. Ah. Darn it. How do I deal with that pressure? Jeez. That's tough. Only one around two. I don't know, man. Okay. Good old dependable. Ryu can do it, right? What? This is difficulty 1, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's calm this down. Tried to anti-air that, got stuck. And, like, thinking about the joystick issue with... Going back to the Arcade1 machines. And thinking about the joystick issue with Street Fighter, in particular. I know that that game has, or requires a level of physical dexterity and execution that a lot of people didn't necessarily approach that game with. A lot of people are comfortable just button mashing. And, like, having experienced multiple broken joysticks on the Arcade1 machines, the one that I bought and the one at the store, I wonder how many people own that machine don't actually know that the machine or the joysticks are flawed in a scenario where they happen to run into that because they just never played the game to that level of proficiency. And I wonder, like, I hope it has. I'm gonna guess it probably has, just by virtue of running into multiple versions of broken sticks. Maybe we just had a bad bunch. I don't know. But I can tell you, I was not pleased with the version I had. And I don't think I would ever buy an Arcade1Up machine again. But I do hope they get... Man, How is his super already full? And he's crushing me right now. Yeah, he gained like almost half a bar for me blocking one of his moves. We'll try that again. Maybe we'll play a different Street Fighter that's not on the Arcade1Up collection. But if you guys have any more questions about the Arcade1Up machine, let me know. I bought the Street Fighter II machine and it was disappointing. So I could tell you about it, what things I liked, what things I didn't like. and we'll go from there. Yeah, the computer's meter gain on is insane. Okay, here we go. Make this count. What? How did he do? He instantly recovered from that dizzy. No, 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 no! Man, computer super turbo is so cheap. You guys think anyone's playing these games online right now? Like I could get some. You think I could get some online matches going? On Switch, online is mostly dead. Okay. We'll play a couple more matches and then, I don't know, maybe we'll play Alpha or something else. Yeah, like that's like almost half my health off one grab. Man, this computer is so cheap. Oh, sorry. Psychic. What? He grabbed me from so far away. What is this nonsense? Alright, we're not playing that version anymore. I know 2 Turbo's the one. If we're gonna play Street Fighter 2, that's the version to play. But not like that. Here, let's we have 7 difficulties. Let's go difficulty 3, and we'll play the original Street Fighter 2. Okay. Oh man, this game is so much slower by comparison. I have vivid memories of this Street Fighter game, like... What? That didn't work? When, like, I vividly remember this stage, I remember Dhalsim, I remember Blanca. And those were the characters that really caught my eye when I first saw Street Fighter in the arcade. It was at the Woodbine Center Fantasy Fair arcade, which is a mall that has like a mini amusement park on the inside, and they had an arcade, and like it had your usual skee ball and some action games like the X-Men arcade game and stuff like that. And I remember walking in, and just at the entrance there was a copy, or there was a machine for Street Fighter II. It's the first time I'd ever seen this game, and it looked way better than anything else they had. There was nothing like it on the market. Just this idea of one person fighting one person and having access to special moves and stuff was not a thing at the time, and it looked so much better than any other game out there. It sounded incredible. The music in this game is still great, and it just went so far beyond the chip tunes at the time that I was like, oh my god, I have to play this game. And the first character I played was it Blanca or Dulcim? It was one of those two. I think it was Dulcim, because Dulcim had the stretchy arms, and I thought, like, hey, if I'm in a one-on-one fight and I can stretch my arms, I could just poke you from across the screen and win every time, and of course that didn't work. And then I tried Blanca because I realized you just had to mash the buttons for electricity, and that didn't work either. There we go. Get Shoryu'd into oblivion. There it is. Alright. So we'll play for a couple more minutes and then we will close out the stream, but thank you for everyone that's dropped by. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Frisco, for coming through. I know this one had no warning, and it's the holidays, so I'm not sure. I'll be in and out. Streaming when I can, though. Let's see if we can get this combo, though. I just want the crouching heavy punch into Shoryuken, and it's not working for me. What else? No. I do think now playing this game in knowing what I know now about Street Fighter, I feel like playing a much more patient, grounded game is really important. Rushing in and performing combos and stuff, not necessarily the best way to play, at least in this game where the combos aren't as... I mean, some of them are super busted and you can get, like, combo into dizzy into death, but I think more often than not it seems like you are better playing at a bit of a distance and just kind of poking your way to victory. Come on, you. I didn't quite make it. Man, that was some classic Ken right there. Online tactic that people still use to this day. Just uppercut over and over again. Alright, that should be it. Oh no! Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great holiday. I'm off work for the rest of the week. There's probably still some work I've got to chip away at before going back, but otherwise, hoping to spend some more quality time with my wife, who I can hear upstairs now. So we got to carry on with our day. We've got some plans. Do a little, have some plans to do some shopping and run some errands. And that should be good. Oh, we should talk about this other thing. So, yesterday, I'm kind of embarrassed to talk about this story. I was walking down the stairs in my house, and I fell down the stairs. I slipped. I fell really hard on my tailbone. I flipped over, fell down the stairs, and my tailbone hurts I am having difficulty sitting in this position. I think I've got a spot right now, but it hurt really bad. Last night I had to like ice down my butt, which sounds really kind of messed up, but so yeah, Randy, this happened just before we went out to dinner, and I struggled mightily just sitting down at the restaurant, and yeah, it hurt. It still hurts now. Parts of my body have gone numb here and there, but I don't think I broke anything. And it is better than yesterday. I'll need to take some Advil to ease up the pain. But yeah, falling on your butt really hard. That's not fun. It hurts more as you get older, the heavier you get. When you fall down on your butt as a kid, it's nothing. Falling down now hurts a whole lot. Let's do one more match. If we can beat E-Honda, we'll keep going. Otherwise, I will wrap it up. I've been going for like an hour now. That's alright.
Round one, fight! Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom!
Alright, there we go. Yeah, just thinking in my head what stuff I want to do. I think I'm going to cut out the Arcade1Up stuff. Put that into a compilation, put it on YouTube. Uh-oh. But yeah, editing... Take for granted how much work this streaming stuff is, and like how much you have to do beforehand, all the sound checks, make sure all your equipment's working. Sometimes it's not. Like when Elgato crashes, it usually takes me like an hour to get the computer running again. I'll get the Elgato working again, just restarting like crazy. And then editing stuff, like pulling down the video and then cutting everything out and then uploading to YouTube after the fact versus just uploading directly from Twitch as is. It's a lot of work. It's why I stream less now. Man, those footsies. Just crushing me with that punch in the face. No. The thing I've also noticed playing the Arcade1Up machine and playing this now, the special move timing is different. Where I'm used to like playing Street Fighter, if I was charging back, I'd hit forward and punch at almost the same time. In this game, you have to be a little later, where you hit forward and then hit punch. It's just a slight delay thing, and we're gonna let this one time out. But otherwise, that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning on this sort of surprise stream. I don't know when I will be back again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. Worst case, I will be back on Wednesday, January the 2nd, but for probably the first stream of 2019, and that'll be great. I don't know what I'm playing yet. Actually, assuming I can get Tomb Raider done by then, I will probably stream Starlink. If not, then we'll stream Tomb Raider. It's going to be one of those two games, most likely. But until then, enjoy your holidays, and if you've got some time to spare, check out my website, inthirdperson.com. Oh, that's the Twitch channel. Check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. I've got some cool stuff up there right now. Let me actually pull up the website. Oh, you're not supposed to see all that, but you can see this. Yeah, what do we got on the site right now? We've got, oh, look at this fashionable dude. So just outlining some of the stuff that I got for Christmas this year, some of the nerdier stuff that I got. I've got some online matches from Smash on the site. Merry Christmas from me. Me playing World of Light. And some of the characters I'm considering making my main character in Smash Bros. And some other stuff is coming up as well. A post. I've got a written review on the Arcade1Up Street Fighter machine, and as well as listing out my most disappointing games of 2018. And you better believe Street Fighter II, the arcade machine from Arcade1Up, is on that list. I actually had it ready to go a couple of days ago, and I had to update the article before posting it live, because that machine absolutely deserves to be on that list, if not number one. So, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys later. Your best bet to make sure you catch all these streams is to follow me on Twitter or follow me on Instagram. So on Instagram, I am at inthirdpersondotcom, inthirdperson.com, and on Twitter, just at inthirdperson. So until then, I will see you later. Have a great day, and I'm out.